The 2020s have not been kind to the royal family. From Andrew's fallout over ties to Jeffrey Epstein, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepping back, and the release of their tell-all Netflix docuseries and Harry's memoir Spare, to multiple deaths in the family, sickness, and unfavorable public opinions on the ancient institution growing louder. One could even describe it as an Annus Horribilis, Latin for horrible years. Queen Elizabeth used the singular Annus Horribilis in a speech at Guildhall to describe another painful time for the royal family, 1992.
1992 is not a year on which I shall look back with undiluted pleasure. In the words of one of my more sympathetic correspondents, it has turned out to be an Annus Horribilis.
Like the 2020s, the 90s were a turning point for the monarchy, a time where they faced the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, the breakdown of several marriages, and saw the public's opinion of the monarchy turn unfavorable on a larger scale than they'd seen before. But why was 1992 so horrible? Well, that's what we're diving into today. If you like today's video, please make sure to like, comment, and share. Royal marriages mean a lot. Historically, they were used politically to form alliances, and in a pop culture sense, they are just a huge talking point. But in 1992, 3 out of 4 of the monarch's children's marriages were breaking down. The then Prince Charles and Diana Spencer married on July 29, 1981 at St. Paul's Cathedral. It was a joyous occasion, with many excited to see the eldest son of the monarch married. However, the marriage was not to last. Charles and Diana were, to put it simply, incompatible. They had a 13-year age gap, and Charles' infidelity with Camilla Parker Bowles strained their relationship for good. 1 month after Queen Elizabeth's speech, Charles and Diana separated, not officially divorcing until 1996. The former Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson married in 1986, but due to Andrew's naval officer duties, they only saw each other 40 days a year. That put pressure on their marriage, and when scandalous photos of Sarah with another man were published in tabloids, pushed them to separate in March of 1992. Princess Anne married Captain Mark Phillips in November 1973. 17 years later, they announced that they were separating. It didn't come as a shock, as both Anne and Mark had been seen with other people and rarely together in public. They officially filed for divorce in the spring of 1992, and it was quickly finalized. If collapsing marriages weren't enough, 1992 also saw deeply private conversations exposed to the world. 2 private conversations were leaked to the press. Specifically, a conversation between the then Prince Charles and Camilla, taking place during his marriage to Diana. The other was a conversation between Diana and friend car dealer James Gilby, where she shared details of the unhappiness in her marriage and struggles within the royal family. Both conversations were never meant to go public. It was an invasion of privacy. When they were leaked, the public couldn't help but gawk over their contents. The sexually charged comments coming from a prince and revelations made by Diana shed a different view, one very intimate, into the lives of the royals, who have always been private people. With the release of Andrew Morton's Diana in her own words, it didn't just confirm rumors, it reshaped the narrative. Although Buckingham Palace initially denied Diana's involvement, it was later revealed that she had secretly collaborated on the book through a middleman. Her words painted a picture of isolation, emotional struggle, and life inside the monarchy that few had ever imagined. Before its release, Diana herself anticipated the fallout. She described it as preparing for a volcano to erupt, and erupt it did. As if personal scandals weren't enough, disaster struck physically as well. A spotlight ignited a curtain which set Queen Victoria's private chapel in Windsor Castle aflame. It was fast-moving, taking over St. George's Hall, which was next door. Works of art from the royal collection were removed in time, saving all but 2, a rosewood sideboard and a large painting by Sir William Beechey. Luckily, many of the famous works had been removed prior due to rewiring work taking place. with 1.5 million gallons of water used and 225 firefighters from 7 counties fighting the flames. The fire burned for 15 hours, finally being extinguished at 2:30 a.m. The Duke of Edinburgh chaired the Restoration Committee, and a new room, the Lantern Lobby, was created where the private chapel once was. St. George's Hall was restored to its original appearance in the 14th century, of course with 20th century approaches. Using English oak and traditional methods, a new hammerbeam roof was constructed. So yes, 1992 truly was an Annus Horribilis. Marriages collapsed, scandals erupted, privacy was shattered, and even a royal residence burned. But more than that, it marked a shift. The monarchy was no longer untouchable. It was human, vulnerable, and increasingly questioned. And if the challenges of the 2020s feel familiar, it's because the royal family have been here before, just in a different era. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Your support means so much to me. Thank you for watching.